My name is Paul Corden, and I'm running for the 4th District congressional seat here in the upstate that covers Spartanburg, Union, and Greenville counties, and a little piece of Lawrence County. I'm a retired business executive, and about a year and a half ago we had our first grandchild, and it spurred me to think that we probably needed some new representation in Congress. The last 8 years have not been well for the country, and I believe that the combination of my life experiences and the things that I think ought to be better represented here in the upstate by our own congressmen, especially the middle class issues, gives me an opportunity to help the citizens, and so I decided to enter politics for the first time.
If you get elected to the House, what would you like to change about the way the country raises and spends its money?
I think around the year 2000, when we changed administrations, we had reached a point that the government actually had a surplus. It was unusual. It hadn't happened for about 40 years. And it is a good example to us that if we properly manage the resources of both the taxpayers' money and the government spending, that we can again return to a balanced budget and begin to pay down this enormous debt. So I would be looking forward to the opportunity to working across party aisles and with the new Democratic Congress that will be sworn in 2009 to accomplish those goals.
Okay. How would you handle the current financial crisis?
I would like to have, in order to make a good recommendation on that, far more information than has been provided to the American public so far. We're told that we're in a crisis. It's very similar in my mind to a lot of earlier administration emergencies when the Congress was forced to act in a big hurry instead of without adequate deliberation. So I don't think any of us quite understand whatever this $700 billion instant infusion of taxpayers' money is all about. We're told that there's a crisis in liquidity and credit, and that we need to do this to address that crisis, but whether or not it is in fact as deep as they project, or if we could not maybe spend a little bit of that now and wait and see how the market reacts instead of rushing right out, it's very hard for me to determine. I'm pleased to see that the Congress has at least slowed the process to the point of trying to put in some adequate controls and safeguards, because in the original proposal by the administration there was not only no accountability but no oversight. So I think that will be part of the legislation, and it's sorely needed.
All right. What would you like to see the nation do about illegal immigration?
I would like to see us recognize this as a national security issue, recognize that it's tied up in where we've dedicated a lot of national security focus at this point, which is in Iraq, and perhaps bring our troops home and take some of that savings and put it into further protection of our borders. That's a really challenging issue. The president of the American Chamber of Commerce forecast an employee shortage of something like 20 million workers in the next 2 decades. So it's possible that we're going to need a larger workforce, but it cannot be accomplished illegally. I don't recommend or support any sort of amnesty program. I think anybody that has broken the law, and certainly illegal immigrants have, should pay a price for that. We cannot realistically deport 10 million people. So we have to work on some solution that does not reward people that have broken the law, but yet works towards closing down the borders so that we don't keep getting this influx of illegals.